It's another media disaster. The media has lost so much credibility in this country. Our media has become the laughingstock of the world.
Talking about governors of different states, and you said, I want them to be appreciative. You also said, if they don't treat you right, I don't call. These are direct quotes, sir.
Excuse me. Ready? Take a look at what I said. I want them to be appreciative of me, okay? And then you cut it off because it's fake news.
You and of your administration,
Listen,
absolutely.
Please, let me just finish. You just said it again, and you know the answer's a lie. You know that
I could read you your full comments, sir,
let me
if
just
that
say,
would be easier.
Your statement and your response and your answer is a lie. Because here's the story. You ready? I said, I want you to be appreciative of me, and then you go on, and then I go on, and you cut it off. But it says because when you're not...
I want them to be appreciative. I don't want them to say things that aren't true. I want them to be appreciative. We've done a great job. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Mike Pence, the task force. I'm talking about FEMA, the Army Corps of Engineers.
Thank you.
Heard them saying, build that wall, and on.
The video does not appear to show any students chanting, build the wall. The insults toward the students from the group of Black Israelites continue, referencing the students as future school shooters.
They lied to you about Donald Trump. They lied about Brett Kavanaugh. They lied about children in cages. Hell, they even lied about Walkaway. They were wrong about the election outcome. They were wrong about the Covington kids. They were wrong about Jussie Smollett. And yes, oh yes, they were wrong about Russian collusion.
Well, terrible. I feel like it's like the truth suffers. The voters are poorly informed, and people also have the opportunity to tune in to whatever they want to hear. Right. And so there's no I don't know. There's no upside in our bosses don't see an upside in doing the job that we're supposed to do, which is to speak truth to power and hold people to account. Hold him to account. We also don't give him credit for what things he does do. Again, I think some of that, at least in where the place that I work and the places like it, is that we, with Trump, we're interested in three things. We're interested in the outrage of the day, the investigation, and kind of the palace intrigue of who's backstabbing who. Right. Beyond that, we don't really cover the guy.
To some of the villages and actually see these atrocities, patients who'd run out of the hospitals, that were shot up with birdshot, ambulance drivers who were beaten. And as we were heading back out of these villages, we were violently detained by security forces in Bahrain, about 20 masked men with machine guns, who then tried to erase all the video that they found. And luckily, my female producer and I were able to hide some discs in our bras, and we were able to actually get out of the country with this content. So you can imagine Bahrain's surprise when we got back to the U.S. and this content was airing on CNN. And right after that is when the phone calls started coming into the network complaining about me. Bahrain is paying CNN to create content that shows Bahrain in a favorable light, even though CNN says this content, is editorially independent. It doesn't. Bahrain can't affect that. Well, we've seen that with this documentary not airing, and also with the constant struggle I had at CNN to get Bahrain coverage, accurate Bahrain coverage of the human rights abuses on air while I was there. What CNN is doing is they're essentially creating what some people have termed infomercials for dictators. And that's this sponsored content that they're airing on CNN International that's actually being paid for by regimes and governments. I mean, this violates every principle of journalistic ethics because we're supposed to be watchdogs on these governments. We're not supposed to allow them to be paying customers as journalists.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. we would not put it on the air. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, I can't get up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying, there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
But the creepy thing is that we would make access to all of these high-profile people.
Well, then I got a little concerned about why I couldn't get on.
Be a Republican, Democrat, whatever, that's fine. But it's very obvious, it's an unwritten rule that if you are center right, or heaven forbid, full right Republican Trump supporter, then you are not welcome at CNN.
This is CNN, the most trusted name in news.